Could you share a little bit more about what you're working on as far as the Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah, so the Facebook Marketplace basically is a marketplace for, it's kind of like a classifieds marketplace, which sort of is morphing into a sort of a shipped, like an eBay-like marketplace. Essentially, you basically have buyers looking for used stuff, right? Could be anything from cars, could be apartments to rent, it could be electronics, apparel, what have you. So basically, the way marketplace, the Facebook Marketplace team was organized, you basically had a buyer team that was that kind of took care of the product from a buyer side. You had a seller team that took care of actual supply, and then you had a team that connected buyer and supply. So I was on the monetization team, which was a platform, and the goal here was to basically generate revenue or ad revenue for the marketplace. What was unique about Facebook Marketplace is we didn't have any take rate or commission, right? At least when I was there. I think they have since moved to a sort of like a listing fee and a commission as well. But most of the monetization levers for us were ads, because that is and that was Facebook's superpower. So I have a framework that can be applied to most marketplaces that I will share with this group shortly. But I think the levers that we used at Facebook were basically display ads. So kind of using third-party ads that were basically displayed with listings. So, and they would usually take the buyer off site. And then we also had this product called boosted listings that basically helped sellers increase exposure by paying for distribution. So yeah, that's what we did. It was a multi-billion-dollar business at that time. We took several products from 0 to 1 and then grew them as well.
That's really interesting. I know it's going to lead to questions later on, in the chat. But I find it very interesting in that, a lot of the founders here in the community, of course, are going from 0 to 1 and kind of building from the ground up. But at Facebook, obviously, you had, critical mass and, the scale. So what were some of the unique challenges with it as a marketplace, kind of being at scale and introducing more of the marketplace model?
Yeah, so I think as a marketplace, I won't talk about monetization, but I think as a marketplace, I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned at Facebook is you want to find product market fit on both sides of the marketplace, right? I think you want to have that on your demand side and on your supply side. So before you even think about monetization and a fee or having a promoted listings product, like you want to make sure that your marketplace is creating value for the buyer, the seller, the demand and the supply. So I think that was our first step when we basically. So I worked on a marketplace which was stuff, which was like selling used stuff, but also on the jobs marketplace at Facebook. And I think we always built up supply, then generated demand. And we started local, kind of found our wedge in terms of, hey, let's really focus on low skill jobs, for example. Let's make sure we get product market fit for that segment, and then sort of let's peel the onion and move on to other sort of segments, right? So I think it's critical for founders, for early stage startups, to find that PMF, product market fit.